told him, Elijah asked God, open his eyes, Lord, that he may see. I'm praying, God, and I know some of you are praying the same thing. Open our eyes that we can see and that we won't make it about flesh and blood. Anytime I make it about flesh and blood, who gets hurt? Yeah. So my message is entitled tonight, Time Waits for No One. Here you see a tombstone, and it says, here lies you in the dash of your life. What does that dash mean? Yeah. So there's a space, right? Would everybody agree with that? There's a space that God gives us until that last part where you see the question marks is filled in, right? So my question is, are you getting better with time? Are we getting better with time? Are we just going to stay the same whiners, complainers, mumblers, grumblers? Are we supposed to be getting better with time? Yes. Are we? Yes. Because what? God has given us that space, given us that time to get right. How many of you know how truly blessed you are? Huh? Like you, brother, I've been there. Religions and different other things, aspects in our life. Listen, God is in control even though we don't see it. Are you listening? But, here's the but. I got to let God be what he said he going to be. Huh? Yeah, we got to let it. Anytime I don't, the devil going to take over in every aspect. And he's waiting, anxiously waiting to take over from here to here, from here to here. If he can get it going and keep it going, he got us. And he'll keep us as long as God let him. Because it's still a hard thing with God. Is your heart available to God tonight? And if it is, you'll find out like God's heart. He said, Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. But he realized he's got to go through this thing if we are going to ever be saved. It was hard. It was rough. The same folks that said they loved him, wait a minute, y'all. The same folks that said they loved him also cursed him, spit upon him, told him he needed to be crucified, that he was all that except what he was supposed to be. That's hard. That's rough when you're giving everything you got, is it not? But the voices he heard that was against him, he heard his Father more than them. Because he set his mind on hearing the voice that was the most important. What about you? What voice is most important to listen to? God's voice, your voice, everybody else's voice, or my voice? It don't come overnight. But we must skill ourselves, tune ourselves to get there. As playing a guitar instrument, you have to find the key. And there's a formula for the key that if it's in a certain key, you know you only have these notes to play in that key. If the instrument as a guitar is out of tune and you try to play the key, you'll never get it. As our instruments sing, we can tell when we flat or sharp by the key, right? And if you have ever recorded yourself, you say, man, I was singing out of tune. I played out of tune. You say, man, listen to my voice, how God said, my voice never changed. My voice never changed. I'm the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. He bought us off the streets. He bought us from death's door. many a times, from seen and unseen danger. Did he not? Revelations, the 2nd chapter. What time you have to go, Brother Eric? 8:45? All right. Revelations, the 2nd chapter. Verses 19 through 21. When you got it, say amen. Amen. My brother, I still want you to read. You may not feel like it, but I want you to. I'm just saying that. Don't let me take it out of your mouth.
Revelations chapter 2, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
I know thy works.
You see that? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know thy works and charity and service and faith and thy patience and thy works, and the last to be more than the first.
Do you understand, or do you know the characteristics that are built up in you with these virtues? Are they in us? And if so, then we know God himself is looking at us from on high. He said, I already know about you. I know where you at. I know what's going on. Ain't nothing hidden from me. Ain't nothing I don't see, whether it's good or bad. He says, I know you're trying to be patient. I know you're trying to be loving. I know when you get upset. I know when you get mad. I know when it hurts. But listen what he says.
Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman, Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to see, to teach and seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
Now listen, this woman Jezebel is typified. It's a twofold. It's a spiritual Jezebel, and it's also talking about a real Jezebel. Even in that time, it's talking about the Jezebel of old even. But this Jezebel was a real Jezebel that was in the church of Thyatira at that time. And she was amongst the people of God that was supposed to be a real saint. But then she began to be deceived by the same voice that she used to deceive others that were in the church. And they began to listen to that voice. And she began to persuade them not to believe what the church was taught, what God was teaching, to sway from the word and twist it just a little bit. And they were listening. God said, I see this. I see that you were fighting that spirit, but seem as though you just said, I can't handle no more. What's the use? I might as well throw up my hands. God said, no, none of that. You can have your temper tantrum with the devil, but you won't have it with me. You see, we must go through the fire. We must go through the valley. We must even go through the waters. But he said, they shall not overcome thee. If we trust in God, if we obey God, even though it hurts, because it's going to hurt. Every time Jesus obeyed his Father, didn't he get hurt? Every time Jesus obeyed his Father, didn't they come against him? And when he said, that he was who he was, they didn't like it. Even though he was healing them, even though he was raising some of them from the dead, they still said, crucify him. Now, what can get worse than that? Kill him. Well, haven't I cast out devils? Haven't I healed your children? And yet you treat me as though I'm your enemy when I'm the best friend you could ever have. Did he not? Now he said, I got a few things against you. I'm sure he got a few things against all of us. Huh? But that voice of Jezebel, just like Elijah was listening to God's voice strong, right? God blessed him to call fire down from heaven, rain down from heaven, did he not? God let him have the power to let heaven and earth move by his prayer. And yet he's running from the very voice of a human being, a woman, a heathenistic woman that had full of the devil in her, that ruled more than her husband Ahab was ruling. And she called the shots, and she wasn't listening to God. Matter of fact, she was a God hater, and she hated Elijah to the point she wanted him dead. And she said, I'm a kill him. He heard this. And he forgot about the voice of God. We're listening to the wrong voices. That voice of Jezebel reached his ear, and he wasn't even close to her. It reached him by his servant, saying, tell Elijah, I'm after him. I'm going to kill him. Now, Elijah getting ready to run. You see, that's a problem. We're running away from it.
He don't give us a spirit of fear.
He doesn't. We must run to him where he can run it out of us. Hello? You can't run from a cold, right? Hello? You got to run that cold out of you. Sometimes you have to take the nastiest medicine to get it out. But what is one of the things about a cold you got to do? Be patient. Because it ain't going right away if it's a bad cold, right? Don't it tire you out? Don't it just get on your nerves? Don't it make you sick? But when it's over, you say, whoo, thank you, Jesus. I can breathe again. Tell the devil, I'm going to breathe again. You know, he told those dry bones, he said, put some flesh on them. Give him life. He's trying to give us life too. You see, we give up too easy when the devil is pushing our buttons. He's going to push your button. Don't worry. He'll push your button before the word over tonight. But don't worry. You push another button. He pushing the red button, the green button saying, I'm coming. You push the red button, say, I'm giving it to God. This is my 911 button. I'm alerting you, devil. I'm on alert. Because I'm not giving up. He said, we suffer her to even, you read that full 20th verse?
Yes, sir.
All right. To teach and to seduce my servants. See, that voice of Jezebel was in the church. Who's in the church? Who's in the church? We are. What voice do you hear going on? God's all the time or more the devil's? Can't hear you. Yeah. And he talks a lot. Right? Huh?
He talks a bunch of lies.
A bunch of lies, because he's the father of lies. What do you expect the devil to say? Lollipop, lollipop. Huh? No, the devil come to kill, cheat, and destroy. He's going to tell lies on you. Remember, in this same book, he comes before God day and night. He's an accuser of the brethren. Said, they ain't going to make it. Lord, they ain't going to make it. Didn't he tell Job that God that about Job? Job said what? I give up.
No, he didn't.
Job said,